Several years ago, an executive that I know rather well hired a high-flying consultant to come into the company to help them with something very pivotal to the organization. This guy had a great reputation and he had the right experience to do this job, no doubt about it. He showed up and it took about maybe 3 months before you could hear the sounds of glass breaking. He was offending people, he was condescending, and the complaints about him began to achieve the level of a near roar. Well, this executive complained about the person that she had hired vociferously and more than once. Fast forward about 2 years, the next thing I heard was that this same senior executive had advised one of her colleagues, one of her peers, to hire this person to be the head of something else in his business unit. So he started out great, then things got hit the skids a little bit. Next thing you know, she's volunteering to give him up. In medicine, this practice is called buffing and turfing, and this is what it looks like. When I was a resident at the Medical College of Georgia, we got a lot of things like this coming our way because people thought we liked interesting patients. So somebody in another service, say surgery or neurology, would have a patient that was difficult, maybe obnoxious, and their biggest crime was they didn't get better. And so they would write a referral, and they would say, "Mrs. Smith is a fascinating case." And we would get the referral and say, "Oh, yeah, we're sure she's fascinating." The buffing means that you make the person sound really interesting, or you make them sound great by shining up their reputation. And then the turfing is, of course, you got it. You toss them in someone else's direction. Sometimes leaders develop a belief without even realizing that this is happening, that if they don't help a person find their next job, if they don't help them move somewhere inside the organization, that the person will not only be devastated, but they won't be able to find another job at all. This is not the case. This is rarely the case. And yet, I see people get moved and buffed and turfed, if you will, in the belief that this is a kind thing to do. In reality, this is more cowardice than it is kindness.